Did you know that the future can be shaped by our actions? It's as if we have the power to design what's to come. Maybe you've heard about prophecies, those predictions that seem to predict what will happen. Many people believe that they have existed for a long time in various cultures and religions, helping to predict the future or understand what God wants for us. But have you ever stopped to think about whether you really believe these prophecies? For some people, they are divine messages, a warning of things to come. For others, they are nothing more than coincidences or even imagination. But be that as it may, throughout history, many prophecies have seemed to come true in surprising ways. Let's talk about a man named Elder Joseph. He made a frightening prediction that in 2053, the world would face a terrible war, which would start in Europe and spread across the planet. That sounds like a horror story, doesn't it? But for Joseph, this prophecy was a truth revealed to him in his visions. Joseph was not always a man of faith. As a young man, he went through many hardships. He lost his father early and had to start working as a child to help his family. Over time, he found his path to spirituality and dedicated himself deeply to prayer and meditation, seeking answers to life's big questions. It was on this spiritual journey that Joseph isolated himself in a cave and dedicated his life to prayer. He believed that to understand the world he needed to step away from it and focus on his spirit. And that's how he began to see visions and make his prophecies. According to Joseph, this great war that he predicted would begin with a small conflict, but would turn into something gigantic, involving several nations and bringing a lot of suffering. He saw entire cities being destroyed and seas turning red with the blood of so many lives lost. It sounds scary, but he believed that, after all this destruction, humanity would have a chance to start over, to learn from its mistakes and live in peace. Hey, wait a minute. I want to ask you something. If this video touched your heart, if it made you think or brought you some inspiration, be sure to subscribe to the channel. This makes all the difference so I can continue bringing content like this to you. And don't forget to leave your like. It's just one click, but it helps a lot to spread this message to more people. Together, we can build a community that seeks to grow, learn, and truly connect. So, click the subscribe button and leave a like to strengthen our journey. What makes this prophecy even more intriguing is the fact that Joseph was an ordinary person who, through his faith and dedication, believed he was receiving important messages for the world. He didn't want to scare people, but rather to warn them about what could happen if we didn't change our ways. Now, I ask you, how do you see the future? Are we really destined to live in this dark scenario, or can we change the course of things? Joseph's message makes us think about how our actions today can influence tomorrow. And here's the key to all of this: even if the future seems uncertain or even scary, we have the power to make a difference. We can choose to live more consciously, seeking peace, harmony, and taking care of our planet and the people around us. Therefore, I invite you to reflect on these questions and think about the role you can play in this great scenario that is the world. And remember, the future is not written in stone. It is made up of the choices we make every day. If this conversation made you think, if you felt that this topic is important, I ask you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your opinions in the comments. This not only helps to continue bringing you content, but also makes more people reflect on these important topics. I want to take you into deeper thought. Imagine for a moment what could happen if we all, as a society, didn't pay attention to the signs around us. Prophecies like those of Elder Joseph serve as warnings. They are not just predictions about inevitable events, but also a call to action. Joseph believed that through faith and introspection we can better understand the world and our role in it. He left us an important message: what we do today matters. Every decision we make, every choice we make, can impact the future in ways we may not even imagine. For example, think about how we treat each other on a daily basis. Are we cultivating peace, or are we letting small disputes turn into major conflicts? Joseph showed us, through his visions, that a simple spark can cause a devastating fire. But at the same time, he also reminded us that we are capable of putting out this fire if we act with wisdom and compassion. Now, I ask you, what can each of us do to prevent these dark prophecies from becoming reality? Perhaps the answer lies in small attitudes. Simple things like treating people with respect, listening carefully, and seeking peaceful solutions to problems. These actions, no matter how small they may seem, have the power to transform the world. And it doesn't stop there. Joseph also spoke about the importance of spirituality in our lives. I'm not talking about religiosity in the strict sense, but about a deeper connection with something greater, be it God, the universe, or even our own consciousness. This connection gives us strength to face challenges and guides us towards a better future. Have you ever wondered how this spirituality can influence your life? Maybe it's through meditation, prayer, or simply setting aside a moment of the day to reflect on your actions and goals. The important thing is to find something that brings you peace and clarity, something that helps you see the path ahead more clearly. Now, I know that talking about big changes in the world can seem scary, but remember, these changes start within each of us. We don't need big gestures to make a difference. Small daily actions, when added together, have the power to change the course of history. Joseph left us a valuable lesson: the future is in our hands. We can choose to continue down the path of destruction, or we can choose to build a world of peace where everyone has the chance to prosper. And that choice starts now with you. If this message touched your heart, if you believe that we can make a difference together, I invite you to get involved with this cause. Share this message with other people, discuss it, and let's create a chain of positive change together. I want to invite you to think about something important. What legacy do we want to leave for the next generations? When we look to the future, we are not just thinking about ourselves, but also about the children who are growing up now, the young people who are shaping their worldviews. What do we want them to inherit? A world full of conflicts and disagreements, or a place where respect, empathy, and cooperation are the pillars of society? It's easy to get lost in everyday worries, but we need to remember that our actions have consequences that go far beyond the present. Every choice we make, no matter how small it may seem, contributes to building the future. And this construction is not just about big political or economic decisions. It starts with the little things: how we treat others, how we deal with differences, how we take care of our planet. Think with me, if each of us does our part, no matter how small, the impact can be enormous. It's like a chain that is formed from small links. When we come together with a common purpose, we can achieve extraordinary things. You may be asking yourself, but what can I, as an individual, really do? And I tell you, you can do a lot. Start by looking around you. Is there anything you can do to improve someone's life? Perhaps a word of support, a gesture of kindness, or even an action that shows care for the environment. These are simple attitudes that, when added together, can transform the world. Now, going back to what we talked about Joseph's prophecies, he believed that the world would face great challenges, but also that there would be hope. And that hope lies in us, in our choices, in our ability to learn from past mistakes and do things differently. What if we decide we won't wait for the worst to happen? What if, instead, we start taking action now to create the future we want? Change doesn't have to be dramatic or quick. It can start gradually, one step at a time, but the important thing is that it starts. Because the future we want, the legacy we will leave, depends on the small actions we take today. So, I invite you to reflect on this and take action. It doesn't have to be something grand, but something sincere, coming from the heart. It can be as simple as reaching out to someone in need or setting a good example for those around you. If you think this message is important, please share it with others. Let's spread the idea that the future is in our hands and that together we can make a difference. I want you to ask yourself, what is your mission in this world? Sometimes life can seem like a long road full of challenges and uncertainty. But each of us has a purpose, something that drives us to move forward, even when everything seems difficult. And this mission, as simple as it may seem, has the power to transform not only our lives, but also the lives of those around us. Think about it. What gets you up every day? What gives you strength to face difficulties? It could be something big, like a dream you're pursuing, or something small, like the desire to take care of the one you love. Whatever it is, that is your mission. And it is she who will guide you in moments of doubt, giving you clarity and direction. Remember what we said about Elder Joseph's prophecies? He believed that the world would face dark times, but he also had faith that, after all the suffering, humanity would find a path of peace. Likewise, each of us faces our own internal and external battles. But, like Joseph, we can find hope and strength to overcome any obstacle. It's important to remember that even when everything seems difficult, you are never alone. We are all connected in some way, sharing the joys and sorrows of this journey we call life. And it is this connection that makes us strong, that allows us to face challenges with courage and determination. Maybe you are going through a difficult time right now. Maybe you feel like things are out of control or that the future is uncertain. But I want to remind you of something. Inside you there is an incredible strength, a light that never goes out. And this light is capable of illuminating the path, no matter how dark it seems. So, at the end of our conversation, I invite you to do one thing: never lose sight of your purpose. He is your north, the compass that will guide you through the storms. And if, by chance, you feel like you're losing your way, remember to stop, take a deep breath and reconnect with what really matters. And one more thing, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Sometimes the strength we need comes from those around us. It could be a friend, a family member, or even someone you never imagined could support you. The important thing is to know that no one needs to face difficulties alone. If this message made sense to you, if it somehow touched your heart, share it with those you love. Let's spread this idea that, together, we can overcome any challenge, and that the future, however uncertain it may be, can be built with love, respect, and solidarity. Thank you very much for accompanying me here. I'm so grateful to be part of your journey, and I hope these words bring you strength and inspiration to move forward. See you in the next video, where we will continue exploring themes that make us reflect, grow, and connect with each other. Take good care of yourself and the people you love. And remember, the future is in your hands, and you have the power to shape it however you want. See you soon.